Welcome back to Behind the Box. Today is a really special day for us because almost exactly a year ago today, we posted our very first review, and it was of a game that we love, Spirit Island. So we were really excited when Greater Than Games got in touch and offered to send us a little taste of Jagged Earth, their new expansion. So we're really excited to share it with you. It is on Kickstarter right now. Just a heads up, everything we've got here is prototypes, so it's subject to change. If you want more information, of course, go check it out on the Kickstarter page. So big thank you to Greater Than Games, and let's get started.
So first, we'll just sort of run through what you're going to get with the expansion of Jagged Earth. So you're going to get a load of new cards, new scenarios, new adversaries, new powers, new fear cards, blight cards, events. Everything you've experienced in the previous core game and the last expansion, you're just going to get more of those things. You're also going to get a new game mode called Archipelago. Archipelago is, instead of having one large island, you'll separate it up into smaller island pieces. It just makes it trickier to traverse. You have to spend extra movement to get to the other island pieces. Just makes it harder for you as spirits to do what you need to do. There's also a new mechanic called Isolation. This is where you select land pieces, like parts, and make it basically harder for the enemy to explore there or to move in and out of them. It considers it not adjacent for the purposes of a lot of their effects. So it's a cool thing that we know at least one spirit uses. There's also Badlands Tokens. This is kind of to represent inhospitable areas. So any damage that would be dealt to Dahan or invaders there is increased by 1. That's probably going to be a core mechanic of one of the spirits as well that we've not experienced.
Yeah.
There's also Aspect Card. Now, Aspect Cards are one of my favourite things that are getting introduced. It's a way that they've been able to increase the complexity of the lower complexity spirits from the core game. Now, you basically get these little cards that you replace innate powers or special rules with other innate powers or other special rules. It just allows for you to just change up and shift the complexity of those easier spirits to keep them fresh and to keep them feeling a little bit special and unique.
Yeah, I really appreciate that because I always pick favorites and I always like the familiar. So if there's something that can kind of liven that up,
keeps it familiar, but just freshens it up a little bit. Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. But let's talk about these 8 new spirits that come with the expansion. So we have Shifting Memory of Ages, Lure of Deep Wilderness, Grinning Trickster Stirs Up Trouble, Stone's Unyielding Defiance, Burning Plague Seeks Vengeance, Shroud of Silent Mist, Volcano Looming High, and Fractured Days Split the Sky. That's a lot of spirits.
That's 8 new spirits, and that is as many as was in the core game. So this whole expansion, it kind of doubles the core game content in a way. You're getting a lot with this. Now, cool thing, we did not receive any of those new spirits. We got 2 different spirits. We got 2 of the stretch goal spirits. Now, if you don't back the Kickstarter, these 2 that I'm going to talk about in a second, they will be promo spirits in the future. But if you do back it, you'll get them as stretch goals. We received Many Minds Move as One and Finder of Paths Unseen. Now, I'm going to talk about Many Minds because I played him more than Lindsay has. This spirit is really cool. Really, really fun to play as. It utilizes the beast tokens better than anyone else does. It basically is like a swarm or a flock or a herd that you can just move around and clean up and block damage and do damage, and you're so mobile with this spirit. It's just really cool. Everything around them just really feels thematic. It really did feel like I had a swarm of like locusts and I was just vacuuming the whole island of all these little invaders. It's just a great fun spirit that I think would work really, really well. We didn't play this combination, but I think it would work really well with the branch and claw spirit, fangs, the fangs one, the
sharp fangs.
Sharp fangs.
Yeah.
I think it would work really, really well there because sharp fangs doesn't have as many strengths when it comes to generating the beast tokens. Many Minds Move as One is really good at generating them. it can pull them from really far away. The range of how he controls them is increased. It's his special rule is that he gets increased range when it comes to controlling beasts. It's a really, really cool idea. And like I said, it felt very thematic. I really did feel like I was controlling this group that was just going around, just doing what I needed them to do. Really cool.
Offers you a lot of mobility, that
Absolutely.
one.
Yeah.
I played more often as Finder of Paths Unseen. And Finder of Paths Unseen is super fun. It's complex.
Yeah, very.
But also really fun to play as. So it can kind of ignore some of the geography of the island. It does use that isolate feature that we talked about before. So things that look adjacent aren't adjacent if you use that power. Also, one of its growth advantages is it can ignore range. So you could use a power, anywhere. You can also put your presence anywhere on the board. So it's good at growing out. Also, it has a card that allows you to work with a fellow spirit, and you can place your presence in its territory, and it can place its presence in your territory. So you can kind of help out a spirit that maybe can't grow as fast or as well or as far as you can. Also, it does a great job of shifting beings on the board. So beings can be the beast token, can be the Dahan, can be the settlers, just the little guys, not the towns and things, or even a fellow spirit or yourself. So you can move beings around, move a beast token to help your friend, or you can move Dahan somewhere so that somebody can control Dahan, can do something with that, or you could even just shift the settlers out of a region that is going to be really problematic. So it's a great control spirit.
Yeah, control is insane for this spirit. It is so cool, and like you said, it can have a range that's anywhere, and a lot of its powers are to do with just moving stuff anywhere. Like, I think the actual thematic side of it is that it is teleportation. You can take stuff from one corner of the island all the way to the other corner of the same island. It's really, really cool. I thought that was such an interesting, again, very thematic spirit to play as, and it helps so many other spirits. Like you said, if you've got a slower to sort of spread out and branch out spirit, this just speeds that process up, which is really cool. I will say, as far as both of these spirits are concerned, it still feels like Spirit Island. Yeah. Neither of these spirits made me think, oh, well, we always have to play with this one now because it's so good, or we'll never play as this because it's no good. Just like the base game, just like the other expansion and the promo spirits that are already out, they all have their place and they all fit well with each other. It's really impressive how they've managed to do that still. And we've not played as any of the other 8 that are going to be in Jagged Earth, but I assume that that's just going to be the same. They're all just going to always feel like they belong. Yeah, I do appreciate that about what we've seen so far from the past expansion that we've got, and then what we've seen of this expansion. It's very much of the spirit of Spirit Island. So it's just as important that you're communicating with your fellow players, just as important that you're planning moves out with each other. So somebody who perhaps didn't like, the base Spirit Island because it was so hard and because you had to really rely on communication with each other in order to make it a productive move, you're still going to have, it's still not going to be for them, but if you loved Spirit Island because you love cooperating, you love communicating, solving a hard challenge, puzzling it out together, planning it ahead, finding the best way to make it all happen, it's that again. It's everything that you liked from before. It is just more of that, and it's just more solutions to the same problems, which is really cool. Like the hidden paths person, it's just a cool new way of trying to figure out, okay, how can we actually manipulate these invaders? How can we stop them from building and ravaging there? Oh, we'll just move them and then do really cool combos. Like we've played it quite a few times now, and it just every time felt like the combos were just more and more impressive, and just interesting and I don't know, it just made it so that it felt more open as far as the possibilities, having these new spirits. So we're really excited.
We're on board.
We are all in for the Kickstarter. So yeah, I'll leave links down below to the Kickstarter, to the actual game itself on Board Game Geek. If you're not very familiar with it, you can check it out, as well as our social media like we always do. If you're excited for the expansion, then let us know down in the comments. And check out the Kickstarter. I hope you enjoy it if you do go ahead with it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Okay, sorry, that was me. I'll leave if you want me to.